Hey everyone, I'm Mike. I'm
Hey,
here with Isaac, and we're here to talk about Overwatch, a game that me and Isaac haven't really touched in years. However, they recently revealed a new spotlight update that basically revamps the entire game to a place where I could say that now the game is actually interesting and it's
is it?
actually going to be something that I think a lot of people are going to actually look forward to.
Sure about
And this
that?
that I mean, well, what I'm trying to get at is that basically for the longest time, Marvel Rivals has basically taken over as the de facto hero shooter kind of game, and they've in Activision Blizzard for everything that they did with Overwatch, from all the strange changes they did to the game, that basically Marvel Rivals came in and ate their lunch. And now with this new update, they basically saying that yeah, we need to compete. And that's basically why I'm even interested in this whole update to begin with. Cause I'm probably never going to touch Overwatch ever again because Blizzard hurt me one too many times. But if I was an Overwatch fan, I would be really excited right now because
Okay. So, what are the new changes to
okay,
Overwatch are
well,
doing
for
right
one
now?
thing, they're not calling it Overwatch 2 anymore. Now it's just kind of just Overwatch because now retroactively Overwatch 2 never existed at this point, which is kind of embarrassing considering they did go back to adding loot boxes after they decided wanted to go with the whole battle pass system, which people, well, a lot of people hated because the progression was terrible, and that loot boxes, for as bad as they were an arguably better progression system than whatever they did with Overwatch 2's battle pass system. So there's that. Again, another thing they also announced is that they're going to launch 10 heroes this year, with 5 of them launching a week from this recording. And one of those characters was a long requested hero named Jetpack Cat. I know everybody's going crazy over Jetpack Cat because that was like a concept art that was in Overwatch 1 for the longest time, and people said, "Oh yeah, this is make this a character." And I remember the Overwatch 1 team didn't want to make a character because it was too ridiculous. But eventually, if apparently they
If
decide, you
Marvel
know what,
Rivals can do it with Rocket Raccoon, then they
like
said, there's a place for it. And again, Overwatch already had, you already had a hamster and a
yeah, and
gorilla.
they said the dev team said they didn't want to remake a character as ridiculous as that. Again, they wanted the hamster to be the limit, but the original develop most of the original developed teams no longer with Activision Blizzard, and this is like kind of almost an entirely new development team. And so they decided, you know what, fine, let's give the people what they want. Let's put Jetpack Cat in. He's old Chi, the cat's a girl, and it's a ridiculous flying support that can pull people away off the point, which is kind of funny, but it's just giving people what they want. Again, another thing they're doing is that they're just starting over from square one. Like it's going to be season one. They're going to have big cinematic stories. They're bringing back the Pixar style animated short videos, which is something that has been sorely missing for the longest time. Because they were obviously very well done, animated shorts. Again, very Pixar esque in style. They're going to use that to promote stories, and again, they want to have storytelling to be a big emphasis in the game again. The biggest feature that it's also cool is that now all heroes in the game are also going to have sub roles. It's so now it's no longer just uh tank, DPS, and healer. Now they have sub roles like battlefield medic, recon and stuff like that. They all have all these different sub points, and you can also have special passive abilities that you can perk out into those sub roles to that helps you flesh them out in combat just a little bit more, which is a really cool feature.
So, what I mean by sub roles, pretty much, they'll still have their main roles,
Yeah, they still have their
but
main role, but now they have a little sub role that goes with them that have the little passives. that you can spec into while in combat, which is a neat
Oh,
feature.
during combat.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
which is
Okay.
cool. I mean, they already kind of played around with this idea with the whole Overwatch 2 Stadium, where you could actually like they took what they wanted to do with the whole
Mhm.
PvE system, which is still not in the game and probably won't never be at this point. But they took that idea of having like stats for your character that you could spec into,
Mhm.
and they added that to the whole stadium system where you can basically make your specific characters play completely differently. Like you can make your Soldier 76 more of a healer if you wanted to. You can give your Reaper more mobility and stuff like that. That's basically how they repurposed that what they had planned for that system into that mode, and now they're kind of fleshing that out into the entire game at this point, which is pretty cool. But also the biggest thing that I think is cool is right now there's the whole event with the whole faction system where Talon versus Overwatch,
Mhm.
because there was always this whole backstory with the evil enemies of Talon, and now they're going to flesh that out, which is pretty cool because I mean there is some pretty cool characters like Doomfist, one of the former leaders of Talon, because the story reveals that he eventually gets like usurped and stuff like that. But yeah,
Gets kicked out.
he gets kicked out, which is which sucks because it's like I really like Doomfist. But
So what is he, like a mercenary or a
I'm not
free agent?
I'm not too sure what's going on with him. I don't know the entire story of Overwatch as it is now, but regardless,
Yeah.
think that it's a cool system, and you get to fight for whatever faction, and whoever wins at the end of like I guess a certain time, certain like few months or whatnot, they get I guess you get the bonus and stuff like that, which is cool and encourages casual competition, which is a cool system. But again, the whole reason why this game is in the state it is now, people are getting excited, is because Marvel Rivals has been the top dog as the hero shooter for a while, and now it feels like these games are truly competing with each other. Because for the longest time, Marvel Rivals was just so far ahead of Overwatch that there was no way for it to catch up. But now I feel like there's some genuine competition. And I think that's really cool because that obviously in the end, it means that we as players are going to get a better game from both on both ends overall. And again, I am really digging what they're doing with Marvel Rivals, despite a lot of its issues, like with gameplay balance and whatnot. Yeah, this year with Marvel Rivals is going to be because the developers said with Marvel Rivals that their first year was only a warm up. The next this year is going to get even more crazy with what they plan to do. I mean, even the few events that they've added, the few systems that they added, like the 18 versus 18 mode, there's always an event where you can earn a bunch of free stuff in the game. You also have some light events like the Disco Club, which is not something I'm too big into, but I know a lot of people who love to socialize love the Disco Club that's going on. And you have
In
people
Marvel Rivals.
in Marvel Rivals. Yes, there's a
Okay.
whole Disco Club in Marvel Rivals right now. Even more so, they've added the Clobbering Club, which is a
I heard
one-on-one
about that.
system, which is actually very, very cool. It's very unique in how they do the whole Clobbering Club, where it's obviously it's an
It's like
area.
a fight club.
It's a fight club where you just head down there and you can just watch people fight. When it was first revealed, I kind of just went down there, just sat there for 2 hours, just watched people like duel each other. It was actually really, really fun to watch all these different matchups and just seeing people hanging out in the area. It's a really fun, really neat little system. It kind of sucks that you have to pay units, 100 units, just to make your matches public. So you can have your matches in the square for everyone to see, and to have your matches played out on the Times Square screens out in the open. But you can do private matches that doesn't cost anything. And it's just a fun little system, and I enjoyed it and just the atmosphere of it. And if they can do little stuff like that and just keep expanding, because I know they also want to do more PvE stuff in Marvel Rivals, because there was the whole Marvel Zombies system, which was a lot of fun. Managed to play the hell out of that. And they said they want to do even more PvE stuff. And yeah, it's something, again, a lot of people wanted was hoping that there was going to be PvE in Overwatch, and they didn't deliver.
Yeah,
now you have Marvel Rivals delivering on that.
Which has jumped on it.
And they just jumped on it and annihilated it. And there's already rumors that the next PvE event is going to be X-Men versus Sentinels, and that's going to be huge if they manage to pull that off. If Xeon can keep his hair, but I hope he does. But regardless, again, it just kind of shows you that these two feel like they're now truly competing against each other for our time and money. And in the end, it just means we're just going to get a better game in the end. And that's just awesome. It just really goes to show you that competition really sparks, like innovation and obviously just capitalism.
Said everything that needed to be said. So, yeah. Okay, cool.
But anyway, what do you think about this new update for Overwatch? Is this update enough to get you back into Overwatch? I mean, are you going to continue playing Marvel Rivals? Are you going to try to balance both games? Or you're just not into hero shooters? You just let us know. If you like what we do here, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm Mike with Isaac. We are saying peace.